Damn, son, where'd you find this?
No one ever saw the house through the pine trees on the boat, only owls staring out. No one ever saw me out in the junkyard by myself, only owls really felt. And no one ever saw real life in the television light, broken television white. The devil's in the word of mouth, when the cowboy learned to shout, right before he threw me out. Face to the floor, and there ain't no magic door, just a bullet from the war in 1984. This is how we score, with a face to the floor. There ain't no magic door, just a window and a storm to me.
Why is that? Why were they doing that? And there's no road over there?
No one ever saw the blood on the birthday party blouse, only owls really felt. And when cowboy threw me out, I could see it all about, I could scream. There were bodies on the ground, there were bodies in between. In between. This is how we score, with the face to the floor. There ain't no magic door, just a window and a storm. This is how we score, with the face to the floor. And there ain't no magic door, just a window and a storm. This is how we score, with the face to the floor. There ain't no magic door, just a window and a storm.
Awesome. Is it weird finishing a song with no audience clapping?
It is bizarre.
It's pretty weird.
Yeah. Plus, this is the very first stop of tour. There hasn't been a single show yet.
Oh, wow.
Literally no shows.
They will get louder than this, I promise.
Yeah. It's just so funny that the stuff that you do first, this is, the stuff that lives on forever, is before anything else happens. Before you actually get a chance.
Before you
to
have
warm
like
up.
60 shows under your belt. Yeah.
This is the thing that lives on.
Never picture at a time. it's got to be done.
You're listening to Youth Lagoon live here at KEXP.
Finally found the address, junkie on a backyard mattress. We sleep to kill the time. Dolly walks out of the light, handful of liquor's tight, ready and waiting for war. The ace on the sideline. And when the mist rolls through this crystal ball that I see into, I know you spread that blood like butter deeper at sea. And when the mist rolls through, why can't you say I believe in you? I know you spread that blood like butter deeper at sea. Day by day I shudder, night by night you speak. You spread that blood like butter deep red sea. The moon has lost its color, I still love you too. I spread that blood like butter. Walks out of the light, handful of liquor's tight, no one has seen the wave of tears that come each night.
You're listening to Youth Lagoon here on 90.3 KEXP and streaming all over the world at kexp.org.
Billy, come home, Billy, don't stop. Daddy, come home, Daddy, don't talk. Radio has a shitty old car. Maybe I'm high, maybe I'm not. There was sadness coming through to you. Wonder how I caught it, wonder how it started. Angel in the garden, the razor was sharpened. I don't remember how it happened, but filling up the cloth with nothing. I will feel no frontier. I don't remember how it happened, but filling up the cloth with nothing. I will feel no frontier. Billy come home and Billy's no punk. Daddy come home and Daddy's on junk. Videotape a fisherman's knot. Filling the tub and waiting for God. There was sadness in the water too. Wonder who will find me. Small stone in the quarry. No one ever told me the end of the story. I don't remember how it happened, but filled up the cloth and nothing. I will feel no frontier. I don't remember how it happened, but filled up the cloth and nothing. I will feel no frontier. I don't know where it is. I don't know where it is. I don't know where it is. Don't cry. I don't know where it is. I don't know where it is. I don't know where it is. Goodbye.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, this is awesome having you all. Chad and Logan and Trevor. It's a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you
This
so
new
much.
record. Yes. I just had a few questions for you before we set you free
Yeah, for sure.
into the world. This is your first stop, too, as you said. You haven't
Yeah.
even played a show on this tour.
Yeah, very,
This is
very
the
first
first-
stop. So it's like what I was telling you earlier. It makes it so ironic that the thing that lives on forever is before we do anything else.
The thing that's
Yeah,
going to
this is
live.
it. This is it.
That's going to outlive us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
have to do this the very first thing. Yeah, that's amazing. Well, you sound fantastic. And,
Thank you.
Very well rehearsed. And once again, the new album's called Heaven is a Junkyard. And, we all learned about Youth Lagoon back in 2011.
Mm-hmm.
And And we all, like many, love that debut album and the albums that followed. But then you retired the Youth Lagoon name for a while, released some great solo records under your own name. But then here we are again with a new Youth Lagoon album. What prompted you to want to take this project out of retirement?
Well, so many things, but the biggest thing was I hit this point of realizing for my whole life I've been compartmentalizing my brain into past versions of myself, present versions, things that I wanted to do in the future, all this stuff, and it turned into such a mess where a lot of that came from a lack of self-love, and that was a huge. What made me come to that was I had a lot of personal stuff in my life go down, health-wise, and the album's not about that, but it was just definitely a wake-up call with where I am vision-wise, trying to. You're just trying to figure out what it was I was trying to say. For a long time, I felt like I was flailing musically or trying to figure out some kind of identity, but a lot of that came down to not knowing who I was as a person. And when that locked into place and the self-love started locking into place, I realized that the most exciting thing and the most fresh thing was taking these parts of myself that I had deemed dead or I deemed I was over with, and gathering that wood and building a new house out of it, and that was what was really the turning point in terms of there's a history to Youth Lagoon and a foundation that's already built, but now what it is feels like a brand new thing, and playing with that makes it to where it creates much more of a multi-dimensional experience rather than these two words are about this one thing. Now it's kind of like the floodgates are open. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've heard lots of interviews that you've done, and I've read a lot of interviews too, and there's always this common theme. Over all these years, you always mention continuing to evolve and also reinventing, and I just appreciate that you continue to be open to evolving, letting creativity in, reinventing, and I appreciate that because then you continue making this wonderful music that enhances many people's lives.
Well, thank you so much. A lot of that just comes from when something is done, I feel like that has already been said. I don't ever want the same thing to be said twice. Yeah. Waste of air, waste of time, my time, everyone else's time, and it's boring,
I had a question because I've ran into this many, many times in my life. And growing up in Idaho, is it truly annoying when you hear someone say Boise rather than Boise? Is this a thing?
We were just talking about this. It depends on who you ask. To me, not at all. Not one bit. I don't care. But some people care.
I've been corrected because I used to say Boise. I was like, yeah. Boise, Idaho. And then people from there are like, it's Boise.
Well, Chad was saying Boise, and some people gave him a hard time. But I have, because Chad's from LA.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So me and Logan, we're both from Boise. Chad's from LA, and so it's some people it drives me crazy, but I don't even hear it. I don't even think about it.
Okay, I was just curious what your take is on that. Actually, Trevor, I found something at my house and I saw it and I was like, Trevor needs to have this, and I want to give it to you.
Wow, what is it?
Yeah, I'll show you.
Oh my God. Garbage Pail Kids. Trevor.
You can show the camera if you want.
Wow. That is fantastic. That's. I feel like you know me.
And there you go. I felt like you should be the proud owner of that Garbage Pail Kid.
Where did you get it?
Actually, I have lots of Garbage Pail Kids.
Wow. Yes. That's incredible.
They still make them. I collected them when I was in 5th grade, and they still make them to this day.
I saw some OG ones recently, actually, at an antique mall by my house. And it's weird that you give this to me now, because I was thinking just recently that it'd be a cool thing to start collecting. Because a lot of the OG ones, too, they're nuts. Yeah, this is great. First one for my collection.
There you go.
I'm honored.
Awesome. And also, I know that Boise has had a fantastic music scene for quite some time. And since you grew up there, I want to mention some bands from Boise from back in the day. And I'm curious what you have to say about them and if you know where
You're gonna
they
put
are.
me on the spot?
And where they are now. If you do know where they
Okay.
are now. Okay, one of the bands I wanted to mention was the band Teens.
Oh my God, I love Teens so much. That's so crazy. We were just talking about Teens. That's so funny. I don't know what they're doing now. It's my favorite. Honestly, it's one of my favorite punk bands ever. And they ended up derailing their music career a little bit because every single place that they were playing. And I don't know how much touring they actually did outside of Boise, but in Boise they got banned from pretty much every bar because they would destroy it to the point of no return. And that was it made the experience so incredible going to see them live, but it was also terrible for them because they would never get rebooked. So wherever they played, they just wouldn't get invited back. Mm-hmm. And one of the dudes whose name is David, I know he was studying to become, I think it was an audiologist or someone studying hearing aids. So the irony of them making everyone's eardrums bleed and then he would fix them was pretty great. But yeah, I don't know what they're doing now. Fantastic band.
Awesome. Another band I wanted to mention, I'm curious to your thoughts, Mozam.
Mozam. Wow. Deep cuts. Yes, that's a buddy of mine. He moved away, but I haven't seen him in a while.
I think he's living in
Yeah,
Bali.
Trevor Camplain. What was that?
I think he's in Bali.
Is he in Bali?
That's last
Is
I
he
heard.
I think he's doing a lot of meditation classes now.
Yeah.
Where he's kind of a
Teaching
yogi.
something.
Yeah.
What kind of music was Mozam?
I don't even know how to describe it.
Yeah, it's kind of.
He pulled from a lot of different stuff. But do you remember the website Altered Zones?
No, I don't remember.
Oh, okay, incredible website. But it was very formative for a lot of people that were seeking. It was the height of the blog era, and it was a collection of all these different blogs put together. But I remember Mozam was very much so in this world of pulling from a lot of, I mean, just like the most bizarre but special things. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Trevor Camplain,
Awesome.
great dude.
What can you tell me, or what can you tell the listeners, well, and myself, who may not be familiar about the talent of Rodé McDonald?
Oh, Roddy.
Is that what you call him,
yeah,
Roddy?
yeah. He's from Scotland, and so his name is spelled very intensely. But yeah, Rod. So I had recorded Heaven is a Junkyard with him at his house in Los Angeles, and he originally did a lot of work in London. So he had worked out of London for years and years, and recently moved to LA maybe 3 or 4 years ago. But yeah, what a wizard! I mean, we connected on so many different levels, and it was right away too. You know, I showed up with my demos and played him things, and it was similar wavelength, and developed a shorthand really quick, so where there wasn't a lot of explaining that I had to do. But my favorite thing about working with Roddy was that he's very great at not trying to change the spirit or the heart of what an idea is, but rather capture that and maximize it. But yeah, it was such a fantastic experience. I love that person so much.
Yeah, the record sounds fantastic, and a song that stuck out to me is the song "The Sling," which is wonderfully haunting and beautiful. And I was curious how you met violinist Rob Moose and how that happened.
Well, with Rob Moose, is there reverb on my voice still? Is that a problem?
I don't hear that.
Okay, all right. Just want to make sure. The whole time is just talking in a cavern. It's not until after the interview we're like, wow. We really
Trippy
changed
interview,
this.
yeah.
Rob Moose, okay, now it's gone. Nice, thank you. Rob Moose, I had worked with him on, there was an album that I had come out under my own name called Mulberry Violence in 2018. And I had done some work with him remote because I had a lot of recommendations through friends that you have to work with this person. And sent him some songs I was working on, and it was another one of those situations where kind of like with Rod, my whole MO is finding people that I trust enough and I love what they do enough to where I can be fully hands off, maybe give my 2 cents if it's needed, but not infiltrate why I would be working with someone to begin with. So that way you can really let people do what they do best. I know what I'm good at, I know what I'm terrible at, and so I just try to fill in the gaps with people that are much better at things that that I either don't know how to do A, or B, I'm just really bad at. So with Rob, a lot of these arrangements, I might work up some things here or there on piano that could be for strings. But Rob's the kind of person where anytime that I have him do something that's not at all what I had worked up, it's always much better. So it comes down to, that's the trust thing. It comes down to just, he has such a gift with what he does. And his work that he did on the sling, it was another experience where I haven't met him in person yet, and that was all remote. But the trust is there. It's weird how much you can trust someone even if you've never met them. Yeah. Just based off of his previous work, it's like, do your thing.
Absolutely. Well, once again, the new album, Heaven is a Junkyard, wonderful piece of work, and we thank you for taking the time, all of you, Chad and Logan and Trevor, for stopping by and blessing us with the sounds of Youth Lagoon.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We're very happy to be here.
Yes, happy to have you, and please come back.
And thank you for this.
Yes, there you go. And making this your first stop.
Yes.
And your first show right here at KEXP.
Yeah.
That was Youth Lagoon, live here on 90.3 KEXP Seattle.
Discover new music at listener-powered KEXP.org.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?